Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And I had to start with this. So David Schwartz said, Trump's not a Republican, he's not a conservative. He's an authoritarian populist, and that's why people like him. Then Rob Cunningham said, Schwartz is not a strategist. Schwartz is not awake. Schwartz is an egotistical cryptographer, and that's why people tolerate him. We all get to participate on a level playing field of reason, opinion, and discernment with total public transparency. And we all get to take full accountability for our sound reasoning, or lack thereof. If it's required an authoritarian to lead the collapse of a Marxist, dystopian, NGO monetary system and advance the global restoration of peace, prosperity, accountability, transparency, and abundance, let freedom reign. David, have you ever considered sending Donald Trump even a thank you note for his Executive Order 13772 plan that helped pave a clear path for much of Ripple's and the fintech industry's success? Remember that? And then Biden went ahead and then decided to get rid of that executive order, but it was already too late because everything was already set in motion. David said, oh yes, thank you, Trump, for signing a piece of paper that says, in effect, I would like lots of good things to happen under my administration. He did lower my taxes, though. So it looks like David is also going in the same direction as Chris Larson. And honestly, I cannot wait until this election's over. I like Trump, but I'm a small business owner. And I could look past a lot of what Trump says. Some people can't look past it. It bothers them on a daily basis. But I don't want to get stuck on politics here. People can vote however the hell they want to vote. And this election is going to play out how this election's going to play out. And soon enough, we will have a new president. So RLUSD, total supply by network, XRP, Ledger, and Ethereum. Now, a lot of people are trying to say a majority of that RLUSD is getting minted over on Ethereum. But the chart shows that most of it is actually happening on the XRP ledger. I just wanted to quickly get rid of that FUD that, oh, they're choosing Ethereum over the XRP ledger, because that is not true. Charts don't lie. Announcement this November, we will be conducting a set of limited premiere screenings prior to launch on streaming platforms. Members of the cast and crew will be in attendance, and these special one-night-only events. If you know a theater owner, contact us, and we want to support local and independent theaters. Now, this is that XRP documentary. Now I see people tying this to the price of XRP. This is just a documentary. It's a film. It's not going to play a factor on the price of XRP. Hopefully, it brings some new investors into XRP. I don't see it as a big event that's going to send XRP to a new all-time high. And I still plan on watching this documentary. I'm anticipating it being very good. Let's hope for the best. Then there's this, and this is what actually got me hooked on Ripple and XRP way back when. So you see, $100 million plus in VC funding from Google, Santander, Seagate, etc. 200 plus employees, including former Swift executives. Offices in San Francisco, New York, London, Sydney, Mumbai, Singapore, and Luxembourg. Sits on Federal Reserve Task Force, sits on IMF, FinTech Advisory Board, SEC registered, and they were back then. $15 billion in unrealized assets, 100 plus banks testing, implementing Ripple Tech. Quarter 1, 2017, $6.7 million in institutional purchases of XRP. Quarter 2, $21 million. Quarter 3, 2017, $19.6 million in institutional purchases of XRP. Confirmed real-world use of XRP on 10/10/17 by Qualix. Partnership with Amex announced 11/16/17. $100 million XRP-denominated hedge fund announced on 11/28/2017. $55 billion XRP lockup announcement. That also happened back in 17. If you can't see the writing on the wall here, well, you're just hopeless. But when I remember reading these back in like 2018, I said, you know, I got to invest in this cryptocurrency. The one thing that got me was the fact that they were tied in with Swift. Swift executives were coming to work for Ripple back then, plus the fact that they were on the Federal Reserve Task Force and the IMF as well. That's what really got me interested in XRP. But it's always nice to look back at these posts today and see how far we have come since then. By 2025, Swift is set to launch live digital asset transactions on its network. At the same time, institutions are noting on payment trend timelines that CBDCs stand out as the only major trend for 2025. No coincidences. It's also documented that Swift could leverage its existing infrastructure to serve as a DLT network provider, becoming a central technical operator for CBDCs. It's all connected. And back in 2017, we were still waiting to get to where we are right now. People were talking about CBDCs back then, and it was like a conspiracy theory. We would never, ever see a CBDC. That's 30 years from now. Look at how quick everything has changed. And 2025 is shaping up to be a huge year for XRP. World Economic Forum, the Great Reset plus blockchain. It's been the plan all along if you weren't paying attention. Now, I want you to make note of this, and I want you to look at this, because as you go around this circle, you will see it's not only blockchain. The fourth industrial revolution is here, and we are already halfway through the Great Reset, in my opinion. Once we get to the end of the Great Reset, I think that's when they're going to freeze the financial system. I think that's when all of a sudden you're going to go to sleep one night, wake up the next day, and all the banks are going to be closed. All the ATMs will be down. There's going to be all kind of chaos happening at that same time. But you could look around this circle and see how we're already pushing through the Great Reset. Drones, digital ID, 5G, internet governance. I mean, this is just a couple. Taxation. You see the green agenda on here. Global health, global this. Everything is pushing into global now all of a sudden. And that's why I said in that previous video I did earlier today, you know, BlackRock, they are pushing for the Great Reset. And Bitcoin is competition to CBDC. So why would they keep it around? I don't think they will. And I wanted to touch on this really quick because a lot of people didn't understand what I meant by this. So when you look at CBDC, digital central bank money, you see the wholesale CBDC, only available to financial institutions. But then you see the retail CBDC, available to general economy, all users identifiable. That's one path. I think that will be the government path. That will be where UBI is, welfare, any other forms of payment coming from the US government will end up on this system. Users can be anonymous, token-based retail CBDC, access with private public keys. I honestly believe this is a crypto network. I think this is going to be a parallel system where you have to have crypto to transact on that system. Maybe you have to use RLUSD. Maybe you need to use any form of crypto that is a regulated form of crypto. But you at least see that there is going to be a parallel system. I really believe that XRP holders, if you hold until the new financial system goes live, you will be able to break away from that trackable system. New BIS name just dropped for their global unified ledger CBDC system that will take control. Finternet. Now, when you look at the Finternet, you see how simple this system works. On-off ramps, shared private ledger, attesters, verifiers, lockers, guarantors, trust, and value-added service providers. The one thing you got to pay attention to is unified interledger protocol. Tokenized equities, tokenized deposits, tokenized real estate, tokenized central bank money. Then you see the digital wallet, e-banking, financial apps, non-financial apps. But unified ledger is very important. Here's David talking about the unified ledger, interledger protocol.
The same is true of ILP. We can innovate both below it and above it. But the main point that I want to make is that ILP is a micropayment technology. Over 1 billion ILP payments in 2018. And there's a reason that's important. You can do everything with a micropayment. Micropayments are kind of like packets. If you think about the way the internet works, it sends a packet to its destination with the best effort. ILP does the same thing. The smarts are at the endpoints, and the same thing is true with ILP. So if I want to send somebody $100, I can just sort of start streaming money at them, and when it gets to $100, I can stop. And that is better for a number of reasons. If you're going to make a payment in one shot, you need to get a quote. But do you get a free quote, or do you pay for the quote? If you get a free quote, it's going to be a terrible quote because you've got a free option. If you're going to pay for the quote, how many quotes do you pay for? Do you just pay for one and then take it? Do you pay for 5 quotes and only take one of them? When you stream micropayments, when you make payments by micropayments, you can stream that payment through multiple forwarders, and those individual forwarders can stream that payment through multiple forwarders, and you can take advantage of that best path. And if the path is really good, you can stream money faster. And if the path is really bad, you can stream money more slowly. And the net effect is that you can manage a payment as a series of micropayments. And I know that sounds kind of crazy to you guys today, but if we lived in the circuit switch days of telecom, packet switch, like sending a telephone call over packet switching would sound just as crazy, but it's just as innovative. If we can develop micropayments that are as cheap as a DNS request, micropayments can take over the world. We can put all of the world's payments on a modern payment platform that interoperates between both blockchain and non-blockchain value.
And that payment system is going to be the Finternet. That was David talking back in 2019. And you see how far it has advanced since then. Now the BIS is ready to go live with the Finternet as soon as possible. But micropayments are key because, you know, whenever you think about payments that happen on a daily basis, there's so many payments happening all around the world. Now imagine XRP also being tied in there as far as micropayments, billions and billions of payments on a daily basis. And Interledger protocol also opens up for XRP to be able to handle over 1 trillion transactions per second. That's why it's so big. China reports rapid growth for digital yuan, 180 million wallets and 7 trillion yuan in CBDC transactions. You got to pay attention to announcements like this because China and the BRICS is fast tracking everything. Now that they're announcing that they have all these wallets and all these transactions happening, now the US has to push ahead even faster. That's why I think we are going to have clear stablecoin regulations most likely by the end of this year. Crypto regulations will follow soon after 2025. JP Morgan Chase and Company, HSBC, Santander, or Standard Chartered are among lenders sending representatives for the first time to the United Nations COP16 Biodiversity Summit, which starts next week in the Colombian city of Cali. Now, think about it like this, okay? So this is the first time the banks are going to the United Nations. This just dropped this week. UN endorses Ripple and Stellar as cornerstones of new global payments network. XRP and XLM will run the new financial system. So do you think that's happening by coincidence that all of a sudden the banks are sending representatives to the UN when the UN just endorsed both XRP and XLM? I don't think so. I think time is running out. I think the new financial system is going to start to rise in 2025, and most likely by the end of 2026, everything will be put in place. I think it's happening that fast now. Everybody always says, well, you have until 2030. Yeah, that was great. Maybe back in 2020 or 2018, 2019, you could have easily said that. And it was believable because technology was not moving as quick as it is right now. Now you could shed at least 2 years off of that, in my opinion. Even the rise of AI is happening faster now than ever before. Look at what Elon Musk is doing with robots, things like that. But you know, nothing is going to slow down technology. What technology does is it actually starts to move faster over time. If you ever take notice, you go from standard definition television to HD, and then quickly after HD came, you got 4K. And now all of a sudden they're pushing to 6K and 8K and beyond. Because all it takes is one advancement, and that gets everything rolling, and it's like a snowball effect. And before you know it, everything we thought that was a decade away is a few short years away. But you know, no matter how this plays out, XRP holders, we're going to get very rich off of this. I still believe we are going to be using that parallel system. But until it all happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.